the real fun part. This is a Stromatopelma Calceatum feather-leg baboon. You can see it even. See it? Pretty sure I know where it is. It's down there. So this is not how it's meant to be housed. Now when in order to get it, she pulled it out of a little vial into this, and it did rings around this. She snapped the lid on really quick, so this could be fun. All these bits of moss and bark are deliberate, because if it gets out of here, obviously there's a lip on. This is like a rehousing tub I've made. I've cut the inside of the lid out. Never actually had to worry about it yet, but plan is if anything gets out, it will end up under that lip. These things are known to be very fast and very unpredictable. Very invisible at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I know where it is. So it's just a question of getting it in the catch cup and trying to get it in there. That's the issue, because I think it'll be very, very fast and want to run. It's not really happy about being moved. Wish me luck. That's it. Okay. So far so good. It's down there. It looks like. See the size of him, so he's getting on for 3 centimetres. Pretty cool. The photos are videoing. So the big issue here is how do you get it into a tall enclosure like this from a catch cup like this. So I'm going to try and be cheeky and sort of undo the lid and just literally drop it in. Hope it stays on the lid. I shall make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. It's all about just getting in there as safely as possible without it running off, rather than making it look nice. If I do that, yeah, okay, so it's still on the lid. My fingers are a bit close actually, but I don't want to squeeze this down. Very well planned, wasn't it? Okay, so it's still in this lid. So my plan is going to, so if our plan is going to plan, once it's in, like this, I should be able to get it out of that cup. So it could all go wrong. No, it's gone. Okay, that's good. And then I can get this lid out. That's good. It's not on it. A bit of a pain in the arse, if you want. So I can get this lid on. We have rehomed Stromatopelma Calceatum feather-leg baboon. Supposedly the worst or second worst venom of the tarantula. Who knows? I'm not trying to find out. No way I'm going to compare it. And who would know anyway? There must be some daft sod out there who's been going around going, right, I'm going to get bitten by a pokey, and then I'm going to get bitten by one of these, and I'm going to get bitten by one of those. Anyway, that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, because I've tried to design it so it can hide as quick as possible. And I did read from an owner that when they're this size, they actually like to burrow quite a lot as well. It's not unusual for them to want to burrow. I have no idea where it is. I know it's in. Oh, there it is. It's moving on the branch. It's just going around here where my thumb is. Yeah, it's gone into the bit. That's the bit I expected to sort of web up to start with. Anyway, happy with that. It's good rehousing. So since he came back, I thought I'd just show you before I take it all down. This is how I thought I was going to catch him. That's where his enclosure was. There's actually a heat map behind him and those two. Well, behind all 4 of those enclosures, there's a heat map, and the probe is there between them. So he was in there, and the lid had popped up. That's what the photo was. And I put this enclosure back, and it was Sean. So Sean's Spoods. And Sean gives me lots of advice, so thanks very much for that, Sean. But he advised that it won't have gone that far. And I took every enclosure out of this whole thing. I don't know how many, I've lost count now. But there's a lot in there. the bigger ones at the top there, and there's all isopods at the top there and everything as well. There's even ants up there as well. Took everything out, had a really good hunt round, and obviously looked around each enclosure. Did all that on the first night I noticed it was missing. Didn't find anything. This normally has a cover over it, this whole thing, but there is little gaps. It could easily squeeze through a small spider. So I was thinking if it's gone out of here, then all is lost, basically. If it stays in here, then maybe, but I just couldn't find it. I didn't even put the enclosure back in, to be honest. It was out here with the lid off. I'd gone through the enclosure, you know, I'd taken everything out of the enclosure apart from the substrate. I was convinced it must still be in there, but it wasn't. Anyway, so the next day I put the enclosure back in with the top left exactly the way it was, with a sort of 2 centimetre gap. And started putting all these bits of bark. There's some up the top there as well, and down the side here. Just bits of bark basically, and little water bowls in, thinking, well, if it comes back, at least it's got some water to, you know, it's not going to die. And then on, I think, last Thursday, so it had been gone since the Sunday or the Monday, so on Thursday I went through the whole thing again, completely went through it again. I thought it's just worth one last shot. I had a really good look through. Still couldn't find. I even took some of this silver foil insulation off and stuff like that. I couldn't get behind the brackets without really wrecking the joint, but that's where I think it might have been. It might have crawled up behind one of those brackets into the little gap, something like that. Or it had come completely out of the enclosure, the cabinet thing, and come back in. Anyway, I went away on Friday, and I'd left everything as it was. When I came back on Sunday night, guess who was back in? And he'd completely rebuilt his web tunnels, you can see. I don't know if he's actually going to make an appearance. I can see better than the camera can. I can't see him at the moment. But yeah, I'd had all that out, so I know he left there. I don't know where he is. Sometimes you see him sort of run around in that sort of wigwam. No idea where he is at the moment. But I know at least I know he's still in there. I changed the lid over for one that doesn't pop off, because I've got quite a few of these enclosures now. So of all the spiders, for it to go completely wrong, it would have to be that one. Anyway, I'm so pleased that he's back. It's just amazing to catch him back again. So there we are. If your spider, well, not any old spider, if your featherleg baboon goes missing for a few days, then leave the top of its enclosure open and it might come back. That's the lesson I've learned. Quite pleased it's come back. Thanks for watching. Don't do what I did.